Good morning, everybody. I am back on my bridge, and I will start doing it earlier in the morning. Dolores said earlier, and I am going to go back to doing it earlier in the morning than this morning because it's my birthday. So I was hanging out with my bride. So today we're talking about swish patterns. Now, imagine we've been talking about anchoring, okay? How to anchor in a specific feeling, how to anchor in a specific state that you want to get in, and we talked about the power of music and watching videos. What about if you could anchor the ultimate you that you wanted to create? Now, it sounds like a big chunk, okay? It's actually really easy and incredibly effective. So the way to do this is to take something, a ritual, a habit, an activity that you do there, or a thought that you have that you want to get rid of. Okay, so let's say you're a smoker and you want to quit smoking, or let's say you bite your fingernails, or you eat a bunch of cookies at the end at night before you go to bed. Whatever the activity is that you want to get rid of, start with that. And remember, you always got to have leverage, right? So, you got to get enough leverage where you want to change this activity. So I'm going to presuppose that you very much are done with this activity and you want to get rid of it forever and ever. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take you starting to do that activity and visualize it right in front of your face, like you're watching it on a television screen. Now, some of you are going to say, well, I don't visualize. Well, yes, you do. Everybody visualizes, everybody. It's just that for some people, the pictures are so fast that their conscious mind doesn't see them. So we're actually programming your other than conscious mind when we do this. So just trust in the process that, in fact, you are visualizing and it's working, because it is. So you put this activity that you want to change right in front of you, and you want to be right at the beginning of the activity, right when you're starting to do it. Okay? Then back here or back behind it, wherever, whatever spatially works for you, it can be behind the picture this way or behind the picture this way. However, visualize the ultimate you. And again, trust your other than conscious mind. It doesn't have to be perfect. All of you that are watching this intently, most of you are overachievers, which means you're going to be somewhat of a perfectionist, and you're going to get into your head and go, oh my God, am I doing it wrong? Okay, we call that the monkey mind or the little mind. The little mind is always wrong, okay? So forget that. You're going to do it correctly. So visualize the ultimate you, okay? The way you look, the dress, the car, the relationships, the family, the physical body, everything. Visualize the ultimate perfect you. And then what you're going to do is we're going to take the picture of the ultimate you and we're going to break it through the picture of you starting to do this habit or ritual or activity that you want to get rid of. Okay? And when we do this, we're going to use our physical body and we're going to make this sound. We're going to go whoosh, because we want to incorporate every aspect of our body. Because you're like, why am I making noise and why am I doing this? Because we want to use our entire body. Remember, the more intensity that you create around a thought or a feeling, the longer that you will remember it. The more deep we grind the grooves into the record. We can all remember exactly what we were doing when we heard about 9/11 happening, because it had so much emotion. But typically, we can't tell you what we did on 9/10 or 9/12. So you bring the picture up of the activity that you want to change, and then you use your physical body and you grab the perfect you. Okay, like I said, it can be here, it doesn't matter. You grab that picture of the perfect you and you go and you close your eyes and you go whoosh, and you see the perfect you breaking through the picture of the activity that you want to change. Okay, so you close your eyes. Put right here the picture of the activity that you want to change. You grab the perfect you and you go whoosh and break it through. Break through the perfect you through that picture of what you want to change. And you want to do this, you want to visualize it as detailed as possible. Trust your other than conscious mind. And you want it to be fast. Speed is important when you're doing this. All right. And you want to do it multiple times. So you want to bring that picture up, whoosh, bring the picture up, whoosh, bring the picture up, whoosh. And I would say 20, 25 times you want to do that. And what you're doing is you're programming your brain saying, see this? do that. See this? Do that. See this? Do that. You cannot believe how effective this is. Now, you still have to have leverage, okay? You still got to want to change the activity, but do this 25, 30 times. Do it every day for a couple of days. And what's going to happen is you might not do the activity ever again. I mean, it could completely eliminate it. It can be that effective. Or it could be that you'll start to do the activity and then you'll realize that you're doing it, because most of the time if it's like chewing your nails or doing something like that, smoking, you're reaching for the cigarette or reaching for your fingernails before you even know it, before your conscious mind even grabs it. What'll happen is your brain will wake up and say, "Wait a minute," and you'll see the picture of the ultimate you, and so it'll allow you to make a different choice. Now, sometimes people do this and it works for a little bit, but then all of a sudden something will happen and they'll go back to the old way. Well, that's just because that old way was conditioned for so long. So we just got to recondition our brain. So all I got to do is stop and do it again. Tony did this as a way to quit chewing his nails, and he had leverage because he had been rejected by somebody that he very much didn't want to be rejected by because of his fingernails, because he bit his nails. So he did Swish patterns, and it worked. But then a couple of weeks later, he was sitting in a movie theater, and it was an intense moment, and his hand came up to his mouth, and it was because that had been ingrained for so long. So it wasn't failure. He did Swish patterns while he was literally sitting there in the movie theater, and then he did them again for the next couple of days, and he never bit his nails ever again. This is an incredible neurolinguistic programming technique that you can use for literally anything. And what I do when I'm doing these walks in the morning, and I've done this for years and years and years, is I continue to see the dream me, the ideal me, that I'm always continuing to evolve to, and I break through like I'm becoming that person as I'm doing the morning walk. And I think about it, I look back to 12, 15 years ago when I started doing this stuff, and I look to now, and a lot of those things that I had there have now come to fruition, and I didn't even really think about it. Sometimes you got to stop and keep score, remember? So a lot of those things have actually happened, and so each time that I do it, there's a more it's like the next step. There's a more advanced me, you know. And you can even do that with music, whatever great music you want to listen to, come up with some theme music, whatever it is. Your ability to program your mind and your brain in order to create the outcomes that you want is unlimited. And quite frankly, once you learn some basic techniques of how to do it, it's pretty easy. Anchoring, swish patterns are ways to completely take control of your mind and to program yourself in a way so that you're pulled towards the outcomes that you want to create. So instead of trying to use, resistance, instead of trying to use discipline to stop yourself from doing these things, which takes effort. This is a way to condition yourself so that you can go in a way where it doesn't take any effort, where it just happens. So try these, use these, teach them to other people. It's an incredibly powerful technique. It absolutely works. Make sure you get leverage. You got to have leverage in order to create the change. You got to want to change first, and then use this swish pattern in order to get rid of anything that you want to get rid of, but also condition the ultimate you. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'll say good morning. Morning, Jim, my Uncle Bill, Mr. Lampy, great to see you. Mark Looker, my goodness, sir, wonderful to see you. I saw a picture of your daughters the other day. They are completely stunning. Obviously, they take after their mom, right? Great to see you, my brother. And Mary Kaufman, great to see you, too. Yeah, you said you remember learning this back in 2015. These neurolinguistic techniques go back decades, and we didn't invent them, but they get lost sometimes. We get into all these complicated ideas. These are great, simple, unbelievably effective techniques. We should be teaching them to kids so they can learn how to condition themselves in a way that they want to, as opposed to being conditioned by cartoons or being conditioned by television or being conditioned by video games. This is a way to condition yourself the way that you want to be conditioned. Have a great day, everybody, and happy birthday to me. It's my birthday. Thank you very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. I'm truly honored. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.